This video is about career development and how to work with employees on creating a long-term vision for their career. In this video, we'll talk about the main stages in an individual's career. Career anchors are what motivates them at different phases of their career. How to have career pathing discussions, and what are some general areas of reflection that you can work through with individuals as they're working through a map of their long-term career plans. Having a professional discussion with employees about their long-term career plans is very important. Individuals want to talk about the exploration process that they go through when they're considering the education, the goals, the values, the interests they have professionally. It's a way of letting the employees know that you really value them and you care about their long-term career progress. So there's three main stages that an individual goes through throughout their professional life: the early, mid, and late career levels. And each level marks transition for the individual. The entry level occurs in the early stages of working within an industry or a profession. It's not necessarily tied to the age of the individual, but how long they've been in the job type or in the industry type that they're working in. And in this entry-level phase, they're learning the basics. They're becoming skilled. They're skill building. They're becoming an expert in the area that they are working in. By mid-career, they're moving beyond being a generalist. They're developing their expertise within their chosen profession or chosen organization. And also this level marks a time when it's just not about them anymore. They're becoming mentors. They're helping to train other individuals. The transition between mid and late career is often marked by some reflection, rethinking of priorities, refocusing, retraining at times. And individuals, as they move into the later career stages, that's when we see them making the transition often into leadership roles, or they make decisions about their work-life balance that requires them to take a step back in their later career. Mentorship can often play a big role in this phase of one's career. This slide outlines the main career anchors which exist for individuals. And a career anchor in a nutshell is basically what motivates the individual, or how do they make decisions about their long-term career, and what's the basis of their decision making. We see different areas of competence or different qualities that are important to individuals. Technical competence, people, not surprisingly, they see themselves as a technical expert and they want to become very proficient or viewed favorably as being a leader in their field. Managerial competence, sometimes people are very interested in leading. They want to work with their interpersonal skills, their motivation, in order to contribute to the overall organization. And their interest becomes less about the overall profession or the doing of the job and more focused around the operation and how the overall operation functions. Some people are very motivated by a sense of security, and simply this means that job security is of primary importance to these individuals. They want a high degree of emotional security that comes from having a long-term relationship with their employer. Autonomy and independence is a big driver for some individuals. They want the absence of restrictive, what they might see as irrational or intrusive aspects of working within an organization, and they want and seek the autonomy to do the projects, the initiatives, the work that is of most importance to them. And so independence, above all else, is important to these kinds of individuals. And finally, the creative individual is looking for those opportunities to create or innovate within their organization. It's a trait that's often found in entrepreneurial type people who want to make their mark on an organization or even build a new organization altogether. So it's important to have discussions about career growth and career planning with employees, and managers facilitate discussions about career growth and planning during times when they're talking about performance feedback, performance reviews, formal or informal, growth plan or professional development plan discussions. So if you have a formal process for talking about development plans, obviously that's a key to talk about career and long-term career plans. And then also during the staffing process, so when we have new opportunities and new vacancies, it prompts the managers to talk about the long-term career plans that their current employees have. So what do you actually talk about when you're having career planning and career pathing discussions? One of the things I like about this pictorial is it gives you a nice set of examples of things to talk about. So looking from the individual's values and areas of self-exploration. We could talk about experiential or education. We could talk about decision making and soft skills. We can talk about job search and career skills. And we can talk about overall career management. So there's lots of areas related to career pathing that we can engage in discussions with employees about. I think most often individuals are interested in talking about the jobs that they're most interested in moving into next. And that's the simplest way to have a discussion about career. I attached this video because I think it really reflects well how the twists and turns in one's career can sometimes be very unexpected. Sometimes we see ourselves going in a specific direction, and in fact, that's not where we end up. And so I think this little video clip is a great example of the twists and turns that we can all expect as our careers progress. So finally, having career discussions does make a big difference. We want to focus on employee growth in the long term and the short term. So when you think about it, those yearly development plans are the short-term view, and discussions about overall career form the long-term view of the professional growth discussion.